She was exhausted after a 14-hour shift, her shoes soaked in rain, her stomach empty, a broken bar. Yet when she saw the old man lying unconscious by the roadside, she didn't hesitate for a second. She ran to him, covered him with her own jacket, and whispered, "Please hold in all broken bar, you're not alone." What she didn't know was that the man she was saving wasn't just a stranger and rags of broken bar, but the very millionaire who would one day kneel before her with a ring in his hand and tears in his eyes. Main story: emotional, cinematic narrative. Noura Khan was a nurse at the city hospital. Her salary barely covered rent and groceries, yet she carried a smile that comforted every patient she touched. She lived alone in a small, old apartment, with peeling walls and a flickering bulb that buzzed through the night. Still, she never complained. She believed kindness didn't need wealth, it needed heart. One stormy evening, while walking back home after her double shift, Noura heard someone groaning near the sidewalk. The rain was heavy, and the streets almost empty. Under a flickering streetlight, she saw an old man, wearing torn clothes, soaked, and shivering. Most people passed by without even a glance, but Noura stopped. She rushed to him, kneeled in the muddy water, and checked his pulse. It was weak. "Sir, can you hear me?" she asked, gently tapping his shoulder. No answer. Without thinking twice, she took off her own scarf, covered him, and called an ambulance. While waiting, she held his hand tight, whispering, "It's okay, I'm a broken bar, help is coming." When the ambulance arrived, she accompanied him to the hospital. Even though her shift was long over, she stayed with him through the night, wiping his face, feeding him soup, and changing his bandages. The man barely spoke, only looking at her with soft, tired eyes. "Why broken bar, why are you helping me?" he asked weakly. Noura smiled and said, "Because if I were lying there, I'd want someone to do the same for me." She didn't even know his name. Days passed. The man slowly recovered. He told her his name was Ray. He claimed to be homeless and jobless. Noura didn't ask questions, she simply helped. She even gave him some of her savings so he could buy decent clothes. "You don't have to do this," he said, tears in his eyes. Noura just smiled. "You deserve dignity like anyone else." But Ray wasn't who he appeared to be. Behind that disguise was Raymond Ahmed, CEO of one of the biggest healthcare corporations in the city. He had been conducting a personal social experiment, wanting to understand how the poor were treated once stripped of wealth. But after meeting Noura, the experiment changed everything. He had expected pity or disgust, but she showed him compassion that money couldn't buy. After being discharged, Ray disappeared without saying goodbye. Noura was heartbroken. For weeks, she thought about him, hoping he was okay. Her days went on the Samia, caring for patients, skipping meals, and paying overdue bills. But her heart felt emptier than before. Then one day, the hospital received a huge donation and millions for better facilities, free medicine for low-income patients, and bonuses for the staff. Everyone was shocked. The donor's name, Raymond Ahmed. Noura froze. The name tugged at her heart, but she shook her head. Could it be the same Ray? A few days later, the hospital director called her to the garden behind the building. Confused, Noura walked out, still in her nurse uniform. There, under a beautiful arch of white flowers, stood a man in a tailored suit, his fascia broken bar familiar. It was him. Ray smiled softly. "You look just as I remember, Nurse Noura." Noura's eyes widened in disbelief. "Ray, you are a broken bar?" He nodded. "Yes, Raymond Ahmed. I never meant to deceive you. I just needed to see the world without my name or money. But you a broken bar, you showed me something I have never seen before, a pure kindness." Tears filled Noura's eyes. "You didn't owe me an explanation. I helped you because it was right." Ray took a deep breath and stepped closer. "And I'm here because I can't forget the woman who reminded me what humanity truly means." He went down on one knee, holding a small velvet box. "You helped me when I had nothing, expecting nothing in return. Let me spend the rest of my life giving you everything you deserve. Noura Khan, will you marry me?" The garden fell silent. Noura stood frozen, tears streaming down her cheeks. For a moment, all she could see was the man she had saved on that cold rainy night, up the same eyes now looking at her with warmth and love. She whispered, "Yes." The hospital staff clapped from a distance, witnessing the fairy tale unfold in real life. But for Noura, it wasn't about wealth, fame, or luxury. It was about love born from compassion, the proof that one act of kindness can change two lives forever.